Anyone who hasn't figured out that we are incredibly suspicious and critical of the United Nations and any program it is promoting just hasn't been paying attention. The UN is one of several hotbeds of globalist planning, a nest of New World Order enthusiasts, a vehicle for transferring power from the citizens of sovereign nations to those who would be our global masters. All you have to do is listen to what they say and propose. The United Nations seldom seems very united unless it is either bashing the United States at our expense or proposing some new scheme for solving the latest crisis, which somehow always includes intruding on national sovereignty. We'll take you back to September 25, 2015, and the release of Agenda 2030 at the UN Sustainable Development. Since these supposedly non-binding international agreements can sometimes be a bit tricky to decode, what with all the weaponized buzz terms and semantics games, we've prepared a handy-dandy translator on the 17 new Agenda 2030 goals. Goal 1. End poverty in all its forms everywhere. Translation. Centralized banks, IMF, World Bank, Fed to control all finances, digital one world currency in a cashless society. Goal 2. End hunger, achieve food security and improve nutrition and promote sustainable agriculture. Translation. GMO. Goal 3. Ensure healthy lives and promote well-being for all at all ages. Translation. Mass vaccination, Codex Alimentarius. Goal 4. Ensure inclusive and equitable quality education and promote lifelong learning opportunities for all. Translation. UN propaganda, brainwashing through compulsory education from cradle to grave. Goal 5. Achieve gender equality and empower all women and girls. Translation. Population control through forced family planning. Goal 6. Ensure availability and sustainable management of water and sanitation for all. Translation. Privatize all water sources, don't forget to add fluoride. Goal 7. Ensure access to affordable, reliable, sustainable and modern energy for all. Translation. Smart grid with smart meters on everything, peak pricing. Goal 8. Promote sustained, inclusive and sustainable economic growth, full and productive employment and decent work for all. Translation. TPP, free trade zones that favor megacorporate interests. Goal 9. Build resilient infrastructure, promote inclusive and sustainable industrialization and foster innovation. Translation. Toll roads, push public transit, remove free travel, environmental restrictions. Goal 10. Reduce inequality within and among countries. Translation. Even more regional government bureaucracy like a mutant octopus. Goal 11. Make cities and human settlements inclusive, safe, resilient and sustainable. Translation. Big Brother Big Data Surveillance State. Goal 12. Ensure sustainable consumption and production patterns. Translation. Forced austerity. Goal 13. Take urgent action to combat climate change and its impacts. Translation. Cap and trade, carbon taxes and credits, footprint taxes, aka Al Gore's wet dream. Goal 14. Conserve and sustainably use the oceans, seas and marine resources for sustainable development. Translation. Environmental restrictions, control all oceans including mineral rights from ocean floors. Goal 15. Protect, restore and promote sustainable use of terrestrial ecosystems, sustainably manage forests, combat desertification, and halt and reverse land degradation, and halt biodiversity loss. Translation. More environmental restrictions, more controlling resources and mineral rights. Goal 16. Promote peaceful and inclusive societies for sustainable development, provide access to justice for all, and build effective, accountable, and inclusive institutions at all levels. Translation. UN peacekeeping missions, the International Court of Blind Justice, force people together via fake refugee crises, and then mediate with more UN peacekeeping. When tension breaks out to gain more control over a region, remove Second Amendment in USA. Goal 17. Strengthen the means of implementation and revitalize the Global Partnership for Sustainable Development. Translation. Remove national sovereignty worldwide, promote globalism under the authority and bloated Orwellian bureaucracy of the UN. Of course, these goals are unattainable, but that's beside the point. For the global elite, the point isn't to improve the world, the point is to control it. And who better to control the people of the world than those dictators in waiting at the United Nations? Before I continue the video, please smash that like button for me. Thank you. By the way, let's examine the goal number 12, as it is the conduit from which the global elite depopulation agenda will be ushered in. Agenda 2030 Goal number 12. Ensure sustainable consumption and production patterns. Following the planned economic collapse, Agenda 2030 will enforce the most brutal austerity programs ever conceived of or ever enforced. Just as it was in the Hunger Games movie, all food, water and medicine will be rationed. Inhabitants will be forced to take the mark of the beast, the dreaded but largely unknown RFID chip. We are already witnessing the birth of a cashless society. Soon, cash will be banned. Automation will bring promises of unlimited food production. The public will be sold on the widespread use of robots to achieve this goal. It will be a ruse. The goal is to replace human workers with robots. The globalists will hoard the food in order to help wipe out the useless eaters through starvation. Then the population will be forced into a devastating World War III. Subsequently, Ted Turner and the other globalists will be able to achieve their goals of reducing the world's population to a low of 500 million. What do business owners do with their excess inventory? They at first try to get rid of the product by selling at a reduced price, and when that fails, they simply destroy the inventory. The latter is the fate that awaits the American people and ultimately the human race. Soon, humanity will no longer be needed because humanity has become the newest form of excess inventory. Over 90% of us will soon be obsolete. Fluoride, aluminum from chemtrails and specific vaccines, artificial sweeteners, dangerous drugs, or VIOXX, have constituted some of the passive means of depopulation. Humanity's very existence is under assault. Why? Because the majority of humans are no longer needed as a species. One of the popular sayings in our society in regard to how many things causes cancer is to dismiss the danger as everything causes cancer. And of course, anybody that writes about our toxic environment, dangerous GMO food supply, and tainted drinking water is a conspiracy theorist, unless they work for the EPA and are preparing to steal your land. As devastating as the soft kill methods that we have been forced to endure are, these methods pale in comparison as to what lies ahead. Henry Kissinger said, "Depopulation should be the highest priority of foreign policy towards the third world." It's no longer the third world. Kissinger's attitude towards all of humanity can be summed as, "We don't need you anymore." On this point, Kissinger has a lot of company as depopulation has been the order of the day for quite some time among the globalists. A total world population of 250 to 300 million people, a 95% decline from present levels, would be ideal. Ted Turner, in an interview with Audubon magazine said, "The present vast overpopulation, now far beyond the world carrying capacity, cannot be answered by future reductions in the birth rate due to contraception, sterilization, and abortion, but must be met in the present by the reduction of numbers presently existing. This must be done by whatever means necessary." David Spangler, director of Planetary Initiative United Nations, said, "No one will enter the New World Order unless he or she will make a pledge to worship Lucifer. No one will enter the New Age unless he will take a Luciferian initiation." That's used to be just words, now they form the philosophy of the Fabian socialists that are running the earth. Through Agenda 2030 and Goal number 12, their words are fast becoming reality. The bulk of humanity has become expendable. We were good to the elite when they could exploit our labor and enjoy the fruits of humanity's talents. 1/3 of jobs now performed by humans will be replaced by software, robots, and smart machines by 2025, according to a prediction by information technology research and advisory firm Gartner. Some estimate that by 2050, 75% of all jobs will be eliminated by automation. This prediction reflects the evolution of robot capability, said Ryan Calo, a professor at University of Washington School of Law with an expertise in robotics. Robotic abilities are quickly surpassing human ability. Robots do not require food, health benefits, nor do they require a minimum wage. The use of robotics in replacing humans will only continue to expand, according to Ray Kurzweil, the director of engineering at Google. Kurzweil anticipates that by 2029 robots will have reached human levels of intelligence and functionality. Many experts predict that these robots will put people out of work, and this is exactly what we are finding. Automation has lessened the need for human capital. In short, we have become excess inventory and must be disposed of. For many who cover the misdeeds of the elite, we know at the root of this struggle is the need for the elite to eliminate 90% of all humanity before humanity realizes the true nature of the coming agenda and rises up to oppose this tyranny. In order to accomplish this, the elite need to move from passive soft kill to hard kill methods, and they need to do so very quickly. In order to accomplish this agenda, complete political control must be realized. The former beacon of freedom to the world, the United States must be obliterated along with any notion of individual liberties. There will become a bifurcation point where soft kill methods and diluting the native population through massive immigration will not be enough to ensure total dictatorial control over the earth by the globalists because its methods of replacement are not expeditious enough. That is when soft kill will need to become the final solution of hard kill. In history, the pattern is always the same. 1. Create a false flag series of events which necessitates the need for martial law. 2. Cordon people off for their own protection. 3. Exploit whatever free labor can be extracted from this doomed group while they are being protected. 4. Systematically exterminate the undesirable group. 5. World War III will evolve out of the turmoil as was the case with World War II. This is when global depopulation will begin in earnest. When the smoke clears and the bulk of humanity has been buried, the new world order will truly be born. Sometimes it is good to be reminded of who we are fighting and what their Agenda 2030 consists of. Comment below with more topic ideas for me to discuss. As a lot of care and hard work goes into this, likes and subscribe, let me know I'm doing a good job. All is appreciated greatly. You may not agree with everything from the content I post. Apply critical thinking and use discernment to come to your own conclusions regarding the content. Thanks for watching this video. This Everything Inside Me channel, see you on the next video. Stay safe and healthy.